I seen that nigga in my crib. I threw an arm over top of my joint, picked up by panties.
Yo, what the fuck, Gilly? He said, yo.
You know what I mean?
Nigga thought he was at WrestleMania. What the fuck on folks?
That's what it was back then.
What's up, Osama gang? I'm about to do a reaction to Gilly the Kid crashing out on his baby mom. Let's get into it.
I was in jail.
No, this was 96. You wasn't in jail.
I went to jail in 96. What month?
No, this was, might have been 95. Might have been one of them years. I don't remember, quite remember. And, you know, I tried to open that door and that chain lock was on and, you know, I ain't think nothing. You open the door. You know, that door opened and there was a nigga in there.
Damn!
Yeah.
Wow. You.
Yeah. It was a nigga.
Not Gilly the Kid that was going back and forth with Lil Wayne. Stop playing with me, boy. Cannon. Stop playing with me, boy.
In there, man. You know when?
What was he doing? What did he look like?
No, I remember the nigga name. Shout out to Minky. Yeah,
Did he get money?
Yeah,
Damn,
my
Minky.
bitch back in the day.
Did he get money or anything?
I don't know if he got money because I ain't checked the pimp. I told him
I'm just
exit
wondering
the
what
building.
type of
I told him exit the building. Before I blaze him down.
Violence is never the answer, kids.
Feel what I'm saying?
How did you feel? You was
I was
enraged.
hurt, man. I was enraged, man. You know, you know.
Listen, I ain't never got cheated on, but I don't know what I'm going to do in a situation like this. I try to go in the crib, the chain on, I'm trying to get in there, and I eventually get in there and phone him in there cooking my girl. Oh, my God.
Tyra,
Yeah, I know.
you know, cheese mom, you know, I suplexed her on a glass table, man. You know what I mean? I ain't, you know, that ain't
What you mean the suplex, dude? Like, you did like a suplex or some WWE shit? Like, what you mean?
something I'm proud of, but it's the truth, you know what I mean? I seen that nigga in my crib. I threw an arm over top of my joint, picked up by panties.
Yo, what the fuck, Gilly? He said, yo.
You know what I mean?
Nigga thought he was at WrestleMania. What the fuck on folks?
That's what it was back then, you know. And unfortunately, I didn't have to do no jail time. I
got locked up, though.
Yeah, I got locked up, but I got bailed out, you know, the next day. And, you know, she came to court, her and her mom came to court. They dropped all the charges. You feel what I'm saying? So, but, you know, it was just being in the heat of that moment, man.
Quick side story, right? So last time I got locked up on like a drug case. And when we all was at the district, they let all the drug dealers go after we went to go see the judge. But the one boy that caught a domestic, his bail was $50,000. $50,000. They are not playing about those domestics. So Gilly is lucky that he made it home without having to like sit down and do any time. So keep your hands to yourself. Don't be crashing out over these women. Just charge it to the game. Nigga spike your chick named Mankey. It is what it is. You got to charge it to the game.
That, you know what I'm saying? You can do one thing in the heat of that moment
Y'all was both paying for the crib?
Yeah, no, you know, nigga, you know I was coming home doing armed robberies, nigga. You know what I was doing,
so you
nigga.
paid
Fuck is
anything?
wrong. You know I used
Did
to
you
come
pay
home from
anything?
college. We would go on route,
Did you
fuck
pay
some
for
shit,
anything?
and then I
Did-
go, yeah.
Oh, all right.
You feel what
So
I'm
that
saying?
was your crib.
Yeah. So, you know, it was ours. We lived together. But,
I'm
you know,
not saying that to get around it. I'm just saying, like, what advice, I'm saying, what message do y'all have for the young people, men of all ages, why this domestic violence ain't cool? What message?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, you got to learn. You just got to.
You gotta know when to hold them and know
acted out
when to
of
fold
emotion.
them.
You know what I'm saying? Solely off of emotion. You know what I mean? It was an ego thing. It was a man thing. Bitch, you got a nigga in my house.
That ego get you every time, fam.
Bitch, is you serious? You like you brought a nigga to the spot? Like, bitch, if you was gonna suck a dick, you couldn't suck a dick out the crib. Like it was just, and it was emotions. It was more of a, I can't believe you.
Would
Like,
the pain be different if it was in the car and not in the house?
yeah, the pain definitely would have been different.
It wouldn't have been no different for me, fam. I ain't even going.
For me, it would have been different because it was just opening that door and seeing a nigga sitting on my couch, man. And shout out to Minky, whatever that nigga name was. Yeah, you fuck my bitch, it's cool. You know what I mean? You got one on me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, shit, you know, but Niggas fuck your bitch, man. The bitches get fucked every day, man.
Expensive pain.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So shout out to Minky. Yeah, you probably one of the few niggas in life that got something up on me. Congratulations, you know what I'm saying? But
It's never your girl, it's always your turn. Remember that, gentlemen.
at the end of the day, you know, I acted off emotions. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did something I shouldn't have done. Something that I'm to this day, you know, I'm not proud of. You know, this is not something that, you know, that I'm, you know, I wave my flag. This is something one of the things that I actually regret doing in life. I wish I would have never. I wish I'd have just, okay, bitch, it's cool. Walked out. Do me a favor, can you turn that off, please? I wish I'd have just said, you know, it's cool. You know, and turned around and walked back out and, you know, got my thoughts together before I reacted. But it was just a wham. It was like. You feel what I'm saying? It just was a reaction.
Threw her arm over his shoulder.
And you know,
Suplex.
it's funny. It's not a laughing matter, but
He took that bitch to Suplex City on some Brock Lesnar shit.
you know me and Tyra, we joke about it today. She knew she was wrong. I knew I was wrong. You know, we lived to see another day. You know what I'm saying? And just for me, it was like, it was a fucked up time. You know, because you don't realize, you know, how much you fucked up until you sitting in that cell.
Wow.
You know, when I was sitting in that cell, I said, man, all these women out here, man, I'm a fucking player, man. You feel what I'm saying? I should have said, okay. I should have turned around and said, okay, bitch, you might win some, but you just lost one. You feel what I'm saying? And turned around and walked out and you know, but I didn't. And unfortunately, you know, I caught a domestic violence charge, but I ain't never had to do no time for it because, you know, they dropped the charges.
All right, so as y'all cheated on, do the person, caliber of the person that they cheated on, do that matter?
That's the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, send me videos, rush me, which y'all want me to react to, and I'm gonna get with y'all, okay? Listen, we got the Lomano on. Y'all see? Lomano. Tap it with my folks. I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can cop up on this drip, all right?